Nigeria removed subsidy. Tifnumbu said subsidy was gone. Then they turned around and gave it another name. And recently, and repeatedly so, a lot of people have come out, including those who are the oil marketers in Nigeria. They've come out to say, in case if you don't know, yes, they told you subsidy was gone, but it wasn't. Because right now, even El Rufai also came out just recently, a member of APC, Egbekegbe, and you know what he said? El Rufai reminded all of us that if you are still blind, then it is your choice. If you choose to be ignorant, then it is your own choosing too. When they were paying subsidy, they were paying 450 billion naira, or sorry, 420 billion naira monthly for the Nigerian subsidy every month under Bokuwari. And this was when you were buying a liter of petroleum for 167 or 165 naira per liter, right? 420 billion. They said Nigeria could not afford it. Nigeria will collapse. Now, they are secretly not telling you paying over 900 billion naira for the same subsidy so that they could keep it. They could keep that price at 600 and they're what? 650 naira per liter. And according to these oil marketers, they said, well, to be sincere, when that dollar went up and the bag of rice also gone up as well, went up as well, right? So exactly what should have happened to your petroleum and others too. Ladies and gentlemen, you should have been buying a liter of petroleum for about 2,000 naira per liter now. But the Tifnumbu's shameless, criminal, illegitimate government continue to hide this from you to further bankrupt Nigeria. No development is coming anywhere. Don't deceive yourselves. So now you are paying double on the subsidy just to keep it at 650 naira per liter. For how long? And it is the same thing when they went to the Afrexim Bank, Africa Exit Import Bank, Afrexim, sometimes in September 2023. This was barely 4 months after Tifnumbu indeed rigged himself in to be your president, right? So they went to the Afrexim to ask for some money. And those ones promised them $3.3 billion loan, facilitated by the Tony Elumelu of UBA and his whatever holding, $3.3 billion loan. This time around, it's going to be a 5-year loan. These ones are not doing 100 years loan. No, it's 5 years. After 5 years, if Nigeria failed to pay back the loan and the interest of 30%, then definitely they would have to, these guys would have to come to Nigeria and take, for as long as it takes them, 67 million liters of, 67 million barrels of crude oil from Nigeria, valued at $12 billion. That is the collateral for that. And when they took the money, it wasn't because they would needed that $3.3 billion to invest in real infrastructure that would possibly yield and pay back the loan. No. They took it to defend the Naira. And that was when Kadobi, who first bragged about floating the Naira and let the market forces determine and decide how much the dollar will go for, suddenly backtracked without telling you, the same way they didn't tell you that subsidy is back. They didn't tell you that they have decided to unfloat the Naira from floating the Naira. So they decided to start backing the Naira. And they started what they call the clamp down on speculators. Bureau de changes were their first or second victims. So they went after them only to return them back later and renew their whatever sharing formula. We will give you so amount of dollars, but we will tell you how much to sell it. And we will make you must sell it that way because we want to control the narrative. From 1,900 naira to $1, we want it to go straight down to 1,100 naira to $1. And that will be on us. Who is going to cover the differences? Don't worry, we'll cover it. Nigerians will cover it. We have a borrowed money to use for that. I told you, they needed endless free flow of that dollars so that the liquidity that Oduduwa Emefiole Kadobi is doing can continue to work. Actually, all of this are just something to put together to make it look like something is happening, only for them to end up in Washington, New York, America, tabi Washington, London, tabi, anyway, They shall landed in America. They were discussing the economy. And yes, Wale Edun, the finance, or what do you call that in Nigeria, finance minister or minister of finance, was there. And Oduduwa Emefiole, of course, was there. And they were there to mesmerize the World Bank team. Look at them, all suited. They are discussing. So what do you say you will do for us? Did you say you will give us 2 billion? How about 3 billion? See, look at us, We have a lot to do. We want to build road. We want to build schools. We want to build hospitals. Give us some money, please, please. And this is the meeting. It's called World Bank and the IMF meeting. In fact, they even took a shot with the supposed new World Bank. This one at the new World Bank Edun. I go look for a name. Something Pajab, I'm gonna. Yes, Ajebanga. Ajebanga. That man in the middle is the one in charge of the World Bank. Is the World Bank president. Now look at these two puppets. The two puppets are also in the hand of their own puppet master's representative, World Bank. See, this is to say we have now convinced them. They said they will give us some money. And they said the money is going to be 1% interest. So good. 1% interest. Kadobikilo feel very good. Wale? Wallace, what do you think? Very great, bro. Very great. So we have a very good news. This one will go a very long way. We have done so well. Let's go break the news to Nigerians that our conversation with IMF and World Bank has yielded results. President Tifnumbu's renewed Shege agenda has received a boost from the World Bank. And because they are so impressed with our economic reform, our agricultural reform, our security reform, our blah, 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 blah reform, bruv, we did it. You see that hand? That is Wale, okay? I mean, sorry, Wale Edun, rather. Edun Agburi, like that. You know, that's how you actually have to praise the twins in Yoruba land. Edun Agburi, Edun is a monkey. A monkey lives at the top of the tree, so like the top of it, like high there. And so this guy is probably felt as Wale Edun, he felt on top of the world. And he was honored, sincerely, because it also coincided with his birthday. Yes, it did. I'll show you.
One more thing. It is, please, everybody listen. Let me take it for you. Let me take it for you. It is somebody's anniversary of his birth today. And that man is the coordinating minister of Nigeria.
So, all stats done deal. And few days ago, he had this to say, oh, word salad, okay? Coordinating Minister for Nigeria says this.
What Nigeria is looking to do, when you look around the world and you look around what has happened over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, you've had the COVID shock as well as other disruptions, And what it has meant is that the economies of the rich world have not really recovered. They've grown about 4% in the last 4 or 5 years. They have not recovered to the pre-COVID levels, except the US. The US is growing at, has grown over that same period at about 8%. So it had high inflation, and it was battling inflation, keeping interest rates high to bring inflation down, and yet at the same time growing. That is what we need to achieve in Nigeria. And of course, it was the more buffers you have, the more savings you have, the stronger position you will be in. And what we are looking at is that to go and mobilize those savings, those dormant savings, those savings that were in the easy areas, government securities, to bring them out and use those savings to grow the Nigerian economy. So that overall is my sense of where we are and what we are trying to do. And I'll just end on this note. There's much more optimism in Nigeria, amongst Nigerians, and from what I understand as well, amongst our partners, our development partners, and even you, the institutional investors, the foreign investors. And I think we just want to keep on with that trajectory. Thank you.
That's what we're trying to do. All of the investors, all of that, they are the time they are trying to convince their loan masters. Loan is good, don't get me wrong. Okay? It is like a quick cash that you could actually use to boost your own anything you are involved in, your own production and the rest of that. And the moment you've done that, pay the debt or pay the loan, and then you still have everything for yourself. But in Nigeria, you see the loan, you don't see the project. Or the project ended up as substandard, but the country is saddled with the repayment of the loan for the project that never really serves them. And at the end of the day, all this repayment denies the poorest in Nigeria, the poorest communities, which are so many, the opportunities of development, or them actually feeling the pulse, or feeling the presence of government in their lives. It never gets to them because most of the money has gone from the top. They've schemed it that way. And what is going to be the end goal for that poorer economy? Tinubu is telling them he wants to build a $1 trillion economy. Anyway, this is not how to build a $1 trillion economy, okay? So a $1 trillion economy is a place where you won't have money to buy a yacht. You sell all your presidential fleet, you sell everything, sell them off. You don't need all of that, right? I mean, cut out all this waste. Like you have to spend over 2 trillion naira buying yourselves cars, building yourselves a new palaces and all of that. Once you have to cut all of that off, and then you concentrate whatever money they give to you, concentrate them on real production, which is never going to happen. So I don't waste my time saying much on that. So from the report we are now hearing, I told you about South Africa, Egypt, and a few other places, who are now going to be taken over from Nigeria. It took APC, Egbekegbe 8 years to take you down the drain, take your economy to negative, and turn Nigeria to a dumping ground for all the abandoned stuffs from the rest of the world. This is their own doing, and you must remember that. Now they are telling us that the dream of you becoming the giant or the real giant of Africa again will never happen. Not now. So listen to this. If Nigeria was #1 economy in Africa, verified, over $500 billion, over $500 billion dollars worth economy, there stood the chances. So there was, in fact, three fastest growing economy in the world at the time: India, China, Nigeria. I think for Nigeria, 3 fastest growing economy. Then became the poorest capital of the world, where that growth suddenly died, cut off by APC. Nigeria became negative. I am talking about financially. You are in red. Okay? So, Tifnumbu came in. They have told us now that maybe your economy, they say from $560 billion economy that Nigeria was in 2015. Today, brethren, today, they say Nigeria economy is worth less than 300 billion. And by June, July, with what Nigeria has been through under the Tifnumbu, they say by June, July, it should become the fourth economy in Africa. Fourth, like in the category of Ghana, in the category of Somalia. Okay, that's an exaggeration, okay? But I'm talking about like, go look for all these countries that are going to be around $150 billion. Giant of Africa, 150 billion. You have no idea what has happened to Nigeria. You see, they rate countries by the amount of investment in that country too. You have had some great big pharmaceutical companies, drug manufacturing companies in Nigeria who have packed and left. Yes, you have seen major, real, long-time investors and businesses in Nigeria who have folded up and left. And there are others who are contemplating on leaving. Others are cutting down their, they are cutting down their investment in Nigeria to reduce cost and looking forward to packing off entirely. There are no new major investors coming to Nigeria except those who are borrowing you money. There is no real major investors coming in to say, okay, we are coming into, no, except those who are borrowing you money, dipping you into perpetual indebtedness, generational poverty. So this is how they rate countries. And so far, so good. It is not looking good. No, it's not. They said Nigeria will be so lucky to have an economy of 150 billion. Yes. And these people also said that if this contraption continues to exist, right, and all the fake figures are being propagated and brandished about, you will become over 300 million people, 350 million people by the end of 2030. Now, these ones have no plan for those people who are going to be here in 20. Okay, I need to take that again so that you understand what I'm trying to say here, okay? Wherever you are all over the world watching me now, we know their population figure is fake. But since fake figure fake number because now fake figures that they chop for that place. People who are cooking the figure for them said, they say right now we are over 200 million, 210 million. Somebody will wake up tomorrow drunk and will say we are now 250 million. But others are already drunk ahead. They say by 2030, Nigeria population will be over 350 million. Now, do it this way. It simply means, what are we now? 2024. In another 6 years, 6 years, there will be extra 140 more million Nigerians who are going to join all of us. And these people who are borrowing the future, they have no plan for you. They have no plan for the adequate electricity that will serve that 350 million people. There is no plan. They have no plan for the healthcare that will serve that 350 million. No plan. They are saying it now, but there is no plan. They have no infrastructure that will serve that 350 million people. Road, rail, water, air, and all of that. So they have none. They have no plan or food that will feed that 140 million. During that time come, I'm at the refugee last to see the rest of the world, in 5 or 6 years' time. If true. Okay, sorry, I think they say, oh, no. They say it's 2050. Okay, maybe not in 6 years then. In year 2050, Abi. But do you see any plan along at all? Now, you be say, I'm a Doni Bara last thing. A lot of you will become refugees here and there just for food. Any neighboring country, you go end up there. These ones have no plan, no electricity that will serve you, that will serve that 350 million people. No electricity, no plan for it. But they shall know say, if they are coming, eje come abowa. That's exactly how your leaders are dealing with it. Oh. For example, 24 years ago, there was this feeling all over the place. Nearly 25 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, there was this feeling all over the place. Democracy, 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 Nigeria. Some of our own papa, mama that time, some of your papa, mama, if you are under 24, after democracy, now democracy, you get now because of democracy, that your papa now, he became too happy. Nobody said they promise him anything, no. They did not promise your papa, your mama anything, no. In 1999, no. They were young. Some of them were in their 20s. Some of them were in their 30s. Okay? There was no real hope or anything really promised per se. But the happiness that, the military is gone now. So we now have democracy. We are free. Now you make your papa and your mama to say, remove the condom. Some of you need to know. Some people remove their glasses in happiness. And they know they see well. And the next girl or the next boy around them, in the happiness of democracy, government of the people, they just said, I do. That's how they ended up on the altar. By the time they will put the glasses back, they realize that they have been scammed. There's actually nothing that comes with the democracy other than what you have now, the demonstration of grace. 24 years ago, those who were dancing for democracy, nobody asked the question, what the plan will be for the next 24 years. Some of you are 20, 24 now. And I don't get boyfriend. Some of you have fiancé. But some of you are already parents. Some of you at the age of 24, and I don't born like 3-4 kids. You are already like a proper mom. You are a proper dad now at the age of 24. 25 years ago, you know they here. Alaye, you are not here. I don't know where you were. Or some people somewhere, they felt like a country was becoming great. They decided to become dreamers. 24 years after, look at you. Look at you. You are here now. We are all now shouting and, we are now cursing the people that we were celebrating 24 years ago. Democracy. Democracy. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. Oh, and you love you. Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't like playing. Oh, I said, yeah, I'm very sure now. This is you see, the country is great. We are going to be a great country now. Come here. You better let's plan democracy children. Oh, our democracy children now, they are now the Indomie generation that can no longer afford Indomie. So more. All of them now, Indomie generation. They don't get any plan for you. They didn't plan extra electricity. They did not plan extra road. They did not plan extra hospitals. They did not plan extra schools. They did not have any plan for you. 24 years ago, now you are here. They used to call you Indomie generation. Your parents were able to buy you Indomie. You did go school. They go pack Indomie. Put them inside your takeaway with your oversized uniform. Nursery school, kindergarten, and all of that. Now you are 24. You cannot afford Indomie. Talk less of even buying one for your child. That is the essence of what I said. They have no plan for you. And you can see it. They can plunge you into perpetual indebtedness. You can clap for them now. They will be long gone. You will be here paying the debts. And you'll be looking around. What are we paying the debt for? On what exactly? Then you found out that there is nothing you are paying the debt for. Those who told you they borrowed money on your behalf, they just use you as a collateral. I tell you, no difference. Say, these guys just carry Nigerians. Everybody who wants to borrow Nigeria money, they will just say, take them. They are not really useful. They are just big for nothing. If we can't pay you this money back, come and pack these people. Pack them to wherever you want. That's what it seems like. They do not give a damn about the future of the children that will be born in the next 20 years. The children that will be born in the next 30 years. their futures have been mortgaged already. And they will do it again and again and again and again until you stop them. Until you have that courage to say, enough. Now, enough. Now, this is enough. And I will make you feel like to say enough. I don't know if you believe me, but I can make you. By showing you why you have to say enough. Now that you still have the chance. Because you may never have the chance again.